The Girl Allergic to Wi-Fi is a Filipino thriller romance movie that I will discuss today. High school students Aries and Matcha have been great friends since kindergarten. Aries is captivated to a stunning female he sees early one morning outside the school. The new girl approaches them and asks for directions to the principal's office as Matcha makes fun of him for it. Aries briefly falters in his speech before gathering himself and assisting her with the directions. He continues to daydream about the girl over the following few weeks. He learns the girl's name is Norma from folks at the school. Aries is once seen assisting his well-liked sibling with something on the basketball court. When Norma and a friend show up, she confesses to dating Leo, the man's brother. The news breaks Aries' heart, but he masks it behind an expressionless visage. He queries Leo on the veracity of it over supper. Leo states that initially, she was just a rebound from his previous relationship. But lately, he's become fond of her. Aries is afraid of hurting Norma and Norma's feelings, therefore he keeps his feelings about her to himself. He sees them together every day and drowns in sorrow. They are the most Instagrammable couple, which makes it difficult for him to go on. He is made to see them together in every post Norma makes. The children are getting ready for a school program one weekend when Aries receives a call from Leo. He wants Aries to give Norma the phone because they are having some issues in their relationship. Norma's nose begins to bleed unexpectedly. Margot, her best friend, and Aries assist her in going to the loo. Just as they begin to believe she is fine, she passes out. She is sent to the hospital right away for a CAT scan. When reviewing the test, the doctor doesn't notice anything unusual. He must be missing something, according to Norma, who has been developing weird rashes on her back. Visits from Leo and Aries are made to her at the hospital. Because it is the only area where she doesn't feel lightheaded, Norma believes that the school's lavatory has healing powers. While the others think it's just a coincidence, Aries begins looking into the issue. He spends several hours online before discovering a disease known as electromagnetic hypersensitivity. This indicates that Norma has a sensitivity to the electromagnetic radiation released by gadgets like phones. Because the toilet is a signal-free zone where phones cannot receive any signals, she feels better there. When Norma's mother is informed of this, she comments that because her bedroom is similarly a dead space, Norma is only able to fall asleep in her bed. The doctor admits that there is no certain way to demonstrate that she has the illness. Even if she does, there is still no known treatment for it. The family tries acupuncture and hypnosis among other alternative therapies, but nothing seems to be effective. In a crucial basketball game, Leo performs poorly because he is worried about his girlfriend. Even though he is sick of chasing after Norma, he feels bad for picking basketball over her. During each therapy session, her condition continues to deteriorate, and by the end of 2 weeks, she can hardly walk. Her grandparents' house, which is remote and devoid of technology, is where the family decides to put her. If she lives in the neighborhood, she will inevitably get better. Norma appreciates the opportunity to spend time with her loved ones. She worries that she and Leo can't sustain a long-distance relationship, though. Her so-called best friend Margot uses her absence to spread false information about her pregnancy. When Matcha discovers it, she informs Aries. Leo pledged to pay Norma a weekend visit. He gets turned around while traveling and must go back home. Aries and Matcha are able to drive without incident because they are accompanied by Norma's mother. Leo had decided to attend basketball practice rather going with them in the morning. As there is no Wi-Fi, Norma is discouraged that she hasn't spoken to him in an entire week. The weekend after that is also the same. As Aries and Matcha pay her a visit and bring various gifts, she eagerly awaits her boyfriend, who never shows up. Aries has also created a tinfoil cap that is intended to help her by deflecting the electromagnetic radiation. Norma appreciates all he is doing for her recuperation, but she secretly wishes Leo was doing it instead. Matcha shows Norma a screenshot of Margot making fun of her during their subsequent meeting. When Aries is dubious about the proposal, the group agrees to discipline her. They force Aries to pose for photos while wearing a Margot costume. Matcha then hacks a group chat and shares a photo of Margot and Norma together while claiming that Margot coerced Norma into having an abortion. As a result of the news, Norma's friends cease speaking to her. The strategy fails, though, as a screenshot of the message spreads across the campus and leads others to think that Norma truly had an abortion. Leo pays Norma his first visit in a few weeks the following weekend. She rushes over to him in excitement, but he pushes her away. Both his teammates and coach saw the abortion post and believe Norma was coerced into having it done by him. Because of the possibility that the rumor may ruin his basketball career, he is enraged with her. Leo is not in the mood to listen when Norma apologizes. Then, he drives back to the city after breaking up with her. Following the incident, Norma is inconsolable. She doesn't get much rest or food, which hinders her recovery. She writes Leo a letter of apology and request for a visit after some coaxing from her grandmother. Leo receives the letter but, without even reading it, asks the maid to discard it. Aries writes a response on his brother's behalf since he feels horrible about Norma. They soon start writing each other letters virtually every day. Unaware that Aries is the one penning the letters, Norma is made to adore Leo even more by them. She waits for a response every morning and appears to be happier than she had been for the previous month. Matcha, Aries, and Norma go for a bike ride around the neighborhood one day. When they arrive, some kids are using a string phone. The gang tries it, but the apparatus is inoperable. Aries calls Norma and tells her he loves her even though he knows she can't hear him. They then proceed to the bridge that serves as the village's border. Norma wants to go to a cliff that is farther away from the bridge but is unable to due to her condition. Aries exhorts her to give the tin foil a shot to see whether it actually works. She experiences a brief period of normalcy before her nose begins to bleed once more. They assist her and quickly go back home. When Norma reassures him that she is fine, Aries feels guilty because he persuaded her to cross the bridge. Norma's birthday is the next week. Even though her grandma extends an invitation to everyone, what Norma really wants is for Leo to go. The next scene shows Matcha and Aries at the supermarket. Matcha wants him to tell Norma the truth because he is aware that he has been writing the letters. Aries is aware that hurting her would be wrong, but he is unable to bring himself to do so. Norma is looking forward to seeing Leo on her birthday. Norma is prepared to wait for as long as she can despite Aries's fabricated claim that he will be late. Aries constructed her an aluminium foil-wrapped automobile for her birthday that would transport her to the desired cliff. He has furthered his study of electromagnetic deflection and believes that an automobile would function more effectively than a hat. The three give it a shot and are thrilled when it succeeds. They travel to the cliff and meet there to view the setting sun. Norma confesses that she aspired to be a pilot before becoming ill but has given up on the ambition as they converse about many topics. Matcha leaves them on their journey back home for a time so Aries may be honest with Norma. Despite his anxiety, he tells her the letters were written by him and not Leo. Norma is taken aback and unsure on how to react. She thought her relationship with Leo was back on track, but seeing that he is still angry with her makes her heart ache once more. Leo is waiting for her at the door when they return home in silence, which is a further surprise. He expresses his regret for everything, and they make up. Yet Norma can't shake the image of Aries from her mind. She and Leo return to their regular selves on that day. Yet Leo is often weary or exhausted throughout their interactions due of basketball practice. Norma recognizes his issue but acknowledges that she liked him far more in the letter than in real life. Aries is approached by a female at school one day who requests that he inform Leo to answer her calls. As the girl reveals that she is Leo's girlfriend, Aries is confused and asks who she is. Later that day, when Leo is confronted about her, he confesses to dating her immediately after splitting up with Norma. He justifies it by saying that he loves Norma and was hurt when their relationship ended, but Aries is not persuaded. The brothers pay her another visit the next day. Leo is urged by Aries to be honest with her, but he is too cowardly to do so. When a blue and yellow butterfly lands on Aries's shoulder, the three of them go for a walk together. When Leo and Norma prepare to take a photo, Norma unexpectedly spots a photo of Leo and a girl on his preview window. Leo hurriedly tucks his phone away in his pocket and acts as though he is unaware of what Norma is discussing. Leo follows Norma as she hurriedly makes her way back to the house while maintaining that the girl is simply a friend. She requests that he tell her the truth, which puts him in a difficult situation. He declares that the girl is only his buddy and supports his brother in this argument. Norma, though, doesn't take him seriously. She insults the two for making a fool of themselves in front of her and begs them to go. Leo and Aries had a disagreement at home. Leo responds by saying that Aries is hardly a saint himself, despite Aries' wishes for his brother to acknowledge his error and honor Norma. He apparently is aware of Aries' genuine sentiments for Norma. Aries drives back to Norma's house after leaving the two to fight physically. He waits for her all day even though she won't speak to him. He leaves her a message on her grandmother's ancient tape recorder when she still won't leave her room. Leo is drinking at a bar with his pals when Aries' mother begs him to pick him up on the way home. Aries goes to aid him despite the fact that they do not get along. Leo apologizes and gives his brother a big hug after admitting that he was wrong. They drive back home once they had made up. Leo acknowledges that he is unworthy of a woman like Norma and authorizes Aries to express his feelings to her. When Aries first begins to bell the girl Allergic, their automobile is struck by a truck as they hope for a good ending with Norma. Norma learns the following morning that the collision killed Aries but seriously injured Leo. When she hears the news, she loses it and starts crying. Even though attending his burial makes her ill, she is adamant on going. When she departs for the funeral, her grandmother hands her the recording recorder. When they go to the bridge, their automobile breaks down. Norma uses the chance to listen to the recording while everyone is occupied. Aries has made his first public declaration of love in it. He tells her how he was immediately in love with her but refrained from confessing because she was content being with his brother. A blue and yellow butterfly appears on the glass as tears stream down her face. It resembles the one who sat on Aries' shoulder the day before in every way. It directs her to the opposite side of the bridge as she follows it outside. Norma feels fine even without the metal foil. She notices that Aries is now standing by her side. Leo is in a wheelchair when the family arrives at the funeral. Now fast forward a few years. Norma, the pilot of the aircraft, is seen boarding it. She asks Aries whether he is prepared to fly while keeping his picture in the front. When she flies into the air, the film comes to a close. To support the channel, switch on the notification feature, subscribe for more videos like this, and leave a like. Thank you.